during that time, like people will say, like, you know, baggy me,
Yeah.
right? Like the old school. During that time, I was still listening to like heavy stuff, right? So I was still listening to Iron Maiden and Misfits and stuff like that all the time, but it was just kind of like you dress in what you got in
Yeah.
a way, and then
Like whatever sponsors are sending stuff
exactly,
to you.
and then there was a switch over right in like this zone in Bloom where I got to like kind of pick what I want to wear that represents how I felt on the inside.
Yeah.
And then so I'd go through and I'd try to find like, you know, the tougher stuff out of, you know, my sponsors.
Well, how old
apparel.
were you at this point?
I don't know. No idea.
19. Let's do the math.
Yeah.
It would have been 2000, right? 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
2000?
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got on Zero in early 2002, so this would have been 2001. But a lot of this gear that he's wearing is my Circa gear, which was baggier still. So
That's true.
yeah, so I started making
like that shirt?
Yeah, I made jeans and apparel, and it was basically like he's wearing all the Circa gear. And then,
Right.
and then my gear and Circus gear just got tighter and tighter.
Well, I think I think it's funny too how the outside perceives it as well, right? Because the outside looking in, you know, because there's that old story about like you sending, you know, like giving him gear to wear and like dressing him.
Yeah.
But
Right.
in reality, like you had just sent him a shirt or something,
Yeah,
right?
That
and like,
is it. I sent him a Ozzy Osbourne shirt that.
Yeah.
I
and all of a
didn't
sudden
decide
you're
on.
dressing Chris Cole. Like,
You know when that happened? That happened when we were filming For Dying to Live, and we were in Atlanta. And he went to a thrift store. I was still sleeping downstairs at Joel's house, and he came in. He's like, "Hey, I went to this vintage store. This thing's too big for me."
oh yeah,
And he gave me the shirt,
And
and
that's
then
it.
that's what spawned the whole thing.
it's so funny, man.
Yeah, it is. I actually also remember when the gears started turning about him putting me on Zero. From my perspective, at least, it happened. We were in Palm Desert, and we were shooting photos for a Circa catalog, and I was skating a curb, doing stall tricks on a curb. It was hot as shit out. Like, it was so hot. I was skating a curb, just kind of talking to Jamie. Jamie was lacing up a pair of shoes sitting on the curb. And he asked me what Enjoy was doing, like when I was going to turn pro. And I was like, I actually asked, and it like took them by surprise. They kind of didn't have an answer for me at all. Like, we're kind of like, oh, we hadn't even thought about it. I don't know.
Okay.
And he was like, really? They didn't even think about it? That's crazy.
And that's what made you think that that's crazy.
And I was like, I guess that is crazy.